Um, so I was on with Mike, and we got hammered some way. If you guys want to bounce on here for the next few minutes, I'll let you do that. I'll do that. This is weird. I guess TikTok got very, very upset because we're discussing about the girls getting hurt, fighting right now. So this is weird. We were in the middle of a discussion with Kim about Medicaid and all that, and then all of a sudden the hammer came down. Um, this is something that we're seeing a lot of with TikTok, is that they are going out of their way to suppress, especially what's going on with um, with the far right. Yeah, Shelley, we were right in the middle of the discussion and just we got bounced. Mike thinks it's because he used the words PAB. I don't think that's what it is. I saw a lot of Trumpers starting to show up. Probably got mass reported. Um, and it's just kind of sad. Um, so if you were in the other one, come on in. We'll do this for another half hour or so. Hi, Kim. That
Hey,
was,
what happened?
um, they went bang. They hammered him. They
Oh,
dropped the hammer.
what, all the
And
people that were being blocked and everything?
yeah, pretty much. And I saw some of the remarks in there happening. So right in the middle of your conversation, they went. I think they went ballistic on it. Um, so I figured if anyone's in there and getting this, we can talk for a few more minutes about this.
That's
What's going on? Well, I mean, it's not surprising the amount of uh, creators on the left that are saying they're being suppressed. I'm not surprised. Hey, Tucker, what's up? T.
Hey, what do you say? Well, I had
Not much.
I requested up, but I don't know. Like 2 minutes later, the live ended. But I
Yeah, it
wanted,
ended.
yeah, I was going to
Oh, did
share
it
that
end?
a couple of days ago I had a live, and I had mentioned, and I got to be careful with this too. I had said it's going to be something small that's going to turn into something big, and I think Oliver's mom was on that live.
yes.
You were, and it was something so small where he had said that his thin was skin, which pretty much started all of this. And here we are. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to mention any names, but one person said, hey, he's wearing thin. And he's like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm not wearing thin. And then boom, here it goes.
Yeah, I mean, there is, as you can see with all the reactions, what's going on between Trump and Musk. MAGA's running around scared as they're just wow. They're
Mm-hmm.
really concerned.
But they
The
should
whole
be.
taco, yeah, they should be, and the whole taco thing has got them all upset. I mean, we didn't say it. That came from the finance bros,
Right.
and then
Can
the
I tell you
finance
something, Will?
bros. Go ahead, T.
So today my wife was like, well, is there any validity to this? I'm like, well, absolutely, because they're mentioning numbers and dates and
Yes,
stuff. That's the difference. They're mentioning numbers 51 to 49. I mean, this is, and I'm no lawyer, but I know when they start mentioning numbers like that and bringing up videos, there's something
he.
to it.
I was not a. I was, and if you're wondering what he's talking about the Starlink and the possibility of the election being rigged in 24. I
Mm-hmm.
was not a fan of that. I thought it was like, oh, okay, right, whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
when he started to talk about, yeah, the house would have been yours, 59-41, 51-49, I'm going, and now the whole Rockland County thing in New York,
Exactly.
and you start to go, now, what can happen? I don't know. I remember in Georgia when Brian Kemp cooked the books to become a governor the first time.
Hmm.
She went to court years later and they said, yeah, he did something, but it was too late.
Right.
At that time, it was too late. He was settled in, and then we've been stuck with him for 8 years. But the point is, it's something that can come out and just basically taint him even more. And that's the thing right now. All this is about making sure everyone see who he is, and that's with Trump. We can see it right now. Did you catch his act with the German chancellor today?
I did.
It was sad.
Yeah,
And I'm just saying this because that's the president of the United States. You're supposed to project power. You're supposed to project, leadership. And you talk about children and warring parties like kids.
well, he
It
had
was,
something
it
else on
was,
his mind, Will. He was thinking about everything that's going on. He wasn't concerned with that at that moment. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
right.
And see, the thing of it is, Trucker, you know this. I've been out of this for about 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
I've had other things going on, so I don't even know what y'all mean by taco. That's how
Trump
much I've
always
been out of
chickens
it.
out.
Yeah. What is it?
It's called Trump always chickens out. And that comes from Wall Street.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Wall Street
Yeah.
dubbed him that, not us, Wall Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what's going on is that they just say, wait for Trump to chicken out on the tariffs, and then that way you can come back into the market and use that. And so it was basically what it is their taco strategy to make money. It's and that's what they're doing. Finance bros are cruel. Okay, let's be honest.
Yes, they are.
Finance bros are sixth grade kids, and when they smell weakness. They know that what Trump is, and they take advantage of it. And that report from what he's been called came from the Wall Street Journal,
Wow. Okay,
from the
I got it
Journal.
now. That's funny.
And so, and Trump didn't know about it until a reporter asked him about it. And the reporter asked him, "Hey, are you aware of this nickname they're saying to you?" And all of a sudden he goes, "No." And she put it out, and it got out. It got out. It got out big time.
Yeah.
And then Trump there was a meeting. Apparently, there was a screamer meeting in the White House with his people going, he's screaming at him, "Why didn't I know about this? Why wasn't this told to me? Why am I hearing this from reporters?"
Because you were too busy golfing. That's why.
Yeah.
Right. And so it cost, and so it's been something that everyone, yeah. I mean, the best thing on it, do you know someone called Air Force One Panda Express? You know why?
No, why? Good.
Because he's an orange chicken.
Oh,
Oh, I saw that. I saw that picture. Someone at the airport put Panda Express symbol on the back of the plane. I'm like, oh my god! And the thing about it is, we didn't start it, but we're sure as hell gonna finish it.
Exactly.
We're gonna take it to the end. And the thing about it is, everyone's saying that, hey, what is all this? This is distraction. Is this what they're trying to do to us? Are they trying to do this 4D chess thing? No. This is desperation. Even the ice thing, the ice rates you see that have been stepped up. Oh, by the way, I read that the kid they picked up in Milford,
They got
They let him go.
he got released. Why didn't he get released? Because people got pissed and started to push.
Yep.
And you see in ice in Chicago, yeah, they started their cleanup, but people showed up and started to push.
Yes, they did.
They're pushing hard.
Same way in
In Minneapolis, they're pushing hard, and they went after the chief of police, who said, "Yeah, we're not helping ICE. Yeah, we turn around and helped ICE."
Did you
And
see
he got.
Social
Go ahead,
Bev's comment down there, where she said
Go ahead.
what he said about D-Day was embarrassing? Of course, it was embarrassing because he's a freaking idiot.
No, what did he
What do you
say
mean?
now?
Oh, you didn't hear that?
No, I told you I haven't. I've watched.
this was
it.
today.
Wait.
News.
Today's
this was today.
tomorrow's D-Day. Today's
Well,
D-Day, right? Today's 6th? No, tomorrow.
Well,
Tomorrow's
they
June
were
6th.
talking about when I got to be careful when Germany was free from the Smutsies, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
His thing was, so that wasn't a good day for you? And I looked at him like, you can't be serious, bro. And the German chancellor says, no, that was not a good day for us.
No, it wasn't. Do you know how that happened? The Russians came into Berlin and split the country up for 50 years. They took half the country. It was not a good day.
Oh, I need to
He
It
start
just
was.
sat
watching
there
again.
so oblivious, Will. Like, oh, that wasn't a good day for you? No, no, sir, it was not.
No, I just started
God.
watching the news again the past couple days, and I've only watched a little bit at a time. So
Well,
I'm easing myself back into it, but I
I would
need to
Well,
suggest
start
you go
watching
back to
more.
what you were doing.
yeah, it's a fire hose. But the thing about it is, and I done a video a couple of days ago, is that on Sunday, because it's a lot. But
Yeah,
what I'm hearing from a lot of this is desperation. These people, all this that keeps going on is desperation. The whole thing about Biden being a robot. Now the investigation at who was running the country when Biden was president. All this shit is
stupid.
desperation
Well, let me ask
because
you
the
this,
bat.
Will.
Go ahead, T.
Let me ask you this, Will. This is for you. So, do you think that Elon knows something, so he's trying to get out in front of it before it happens? You know what I mean?
Well, Elon knows a lot.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest. He threatened him with Epstein. That's a plot.
That's
That's exactly what
huge, bro.
happened.
That's huge.
He
Yeah, I
knows
mean, I
how.
saw that and I saw that. I went. I mean, that was basically, as someone said in Mike's light. I think it was TJ. Hey, he just rolled a nuke up and said, "Here,
Take it.
catch,
Yeah,
take it."
Well, he knows how Trump won the election.
he does. And he mentioned it.
That was, and that was the basically follow up nuke. I didn't get you here, but I'll get you over there. And the point is, if he does it, what consequences? Honestly, the DOJ doesn't exist because of Donald Bondi is going to cover for him, and anyone who's a female in the Trump administration needs to be referred as their first name as of Donald.
Oh,
I've
Period.
done it.
I
Of
love it.
Donald.
I love it.
All right, because it's the truth of Donald Levitt, of Donald Bundy, of Donald Nome. Because listen to him, of Donald Ernst. They're all the same. They're
Oh,
no different. They bought into it.
I can tell you this, and I don't mean anything by this because I don't like either one of them. But I do know that you can't put rockets in the sky being a dummy, right? So this guy knows that something is coming and he's trying to get out in front of it. And I believe he will 110,000% turn state's witness if he has to,
oh yeah.
because
I
he's not
mean,
trying to go to jail at all.
and money, and I guess that in the early part of Mike's live, we had this guy talking about he's rooting for Trump to win. I mean, obviously he was a Trump supporter, and
Sure.
we were getting a little testy, and I didn't, like I said, I didn't want to open him up like a soft shell crab. But the point is, it's basically that he's saying, well, he's going to use, you got to respect the office of the presidency. Yeah, I will respect the office of the presidency when there's someone in there that I can respect,
Bingo.
because he's taken the office of the presidency and ruined it.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yep.
has. I mean, everything that Washington was trying to teach these people, politicians, he really pissed on it totally.
He
And
has
he's
14
using the
presidential
office.
briefings.
Yes.
That's it.
I mean, they literally want to do this like his briefings. He is using this to enrich himself. We know this.
Oh yes.
What he didn't expect was that old that Elon was going to turn like that.
Yeah.
I don't think he expected that.
Well, they were saying
Um,
today that I did see that they were saying today that Trump has made over $1 billion in what's the Bitcoin type currency? The
Bitcoin, yes.
yeah, over $1 billion. Now he's not supposed to be making money on shit as president.
Nope.
That should,
No.
you know, he's not
And
supposed to be taking $400 million planes as gifts as
I
president.
think the limit is $479,
Yeah, it's
somewhere in there.
I mean, they have it in the Constitution. It's in the Constitution. You can't do that because
oh
our forefathers knew that we would be a poor country to start, and there were richer countries that might try to influence us.
yes.
I mean, I mean, in the Constitution, and I'm going to say this, and I say this every time. I don't want to debate who created the United States
Right.
because that's a different debate socially, okay? But you got to understand that these guys, took on the greatest empire in the world at the time,
Yes.
told them to go fuck themselves, and then fought them to a standstill to the point that they said, fine, keep it. Go ahead. We don't care anymore.
Well, yeah, we won
I
against them
mean,
more than once.
yeah, twice.
Yeah.
Even the War of 1812. The
Yep.
point being is, our forefathers might have not been perfect men, but they created a country that they thought would outlast them,
Yes.
their
Bingo.
faults and all that. And if you want to argue about slave owners and all that, whatever. But the hardcore fact, the reason that citizens celebrate the 4th of July, not the military, is because citizens are what brought the America to fruition.
Yep. And can I tell
Citizens
you an
fight for
argument
it.
that I'm tired of hearing, Will?
Go ahead.
That when the forefathers wrote the Constitution and all of this, that they didn't think someone like Trump would ever, become president.
Yes, they did.
They did.
Yes, they did.
Thank you. I'm so sick
They
of
did
hearing that
because you
argument.
could see the guardrails in the system. That's why they had 3 branches of government that checked each other.
Yep.
They knew. They
Yes.
grew up with kings in Europe. They knew how it worked. They didn't expect that one Congress would let him do what he wanted.
Bingo.
That what they didn't expect.
Well,
That
see,
they didn't expect.
and the other thing is they don't. The beginning of it, the preamble says, "We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, not a perfect union, but
A more.
more perfect, meaning that it's not perfect and it won't be perfect, allows for the oh gosh, what am I thinking of? The things that
The changing.
yeah, all the different changes, the
The
amendments to
amendments.
the Constitution and all that kind of stuff. Because it wasn't perfect when they formed it. It was more perfect than it was, but it was not perfect, and they didn't see it as perfect, and they saw that it would need change down the road.
But Oliver's
Hi,
mom, can I say
optimistic. How you
this to you?
doing?
Hey, you guys.
Hey, optimistic.
Hey. Go ahead, T. I'm sorry. I just want to say hi to
Well, I was just
optimistic.
going to say this to Oliver's mom. I heard this today from our senator from Louisiana, Mr. Kennedy, where he says, exactly. Right. If you have a ham, egg, and cheese sandwich, sometimes you just got to have the egg and cheese without the ham. This whole like they're bending the rules and they're moving the goalposts each and
Exactly.
every time, and it's driving me insane.
Hey, optimistic. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about you guys? Well, I've been listening to you guys. I don't know what to say. I just don't.
No.
Well,
No, it's been
we were all on Rational Boomers Live.
Yeah, I heard you guys over there, and I was like, it just dropped. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
he got they pulled the plug, and it's not good.
And that's why I'm not
That one,
mentioning names or saying any. I'm just
yeah.
kind of talking abstract.
Yeah.
Well, we're not. I mean, the thing about it is, we're talking. All we're saying is what's going on, and
True.
talking about history,
True.
because it's all pertinent to what's going on now. Because the thing, what we have to take into consideration is that what Kim was talking about. Yeah, the thing about I love about watching Hamilton because there's a lot of good points about history in it. I'll say Hamilton is the story of creation of the United States with people that look like us now
Right.
because that's the truth. But there's a point where he's trying to convince Burr to support the Constitution, and he's telling him, and Burr says it's not perfect. He goes, "I know that. We'll amend it, but it's a good start." That's the point. There's no perfection, but we'll change it along the way.
Right.
So that was it's a brilliant piece of documentation that was built, and the only thing but it also is a social contract that we
Right.
all have to agree to. It's a contract that we have to agree to take our part in. It's been perverted by people who are trying to use it to get power. The problem they're finding out is that even with the Constitution weakened, people believe in that piece of paper so much, they're getting a push back now. Like ICE showing up and saying, we don't need warrants. No, you do. It's in the Fourth Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
The federal agent doesn't excuse you from it.
Yep.
We need to see your badges. We need to see your faces. They're getting pushback because people understand that if you take rights from some of us, you take rights from all of us.
Right.
Exactly.
And the thing of it is, they're
And
not only are they pushing back, but they're learning what to say. They're, like you said, it's part of the Fourth Amendment. They're saying that, and they're saying this is what you're breaking. These are the laws you're breaking. These are the amendments that you're going against, and they're able to say
and
that.
there was an ICE. You could see the ICE people that are not trained. You can tell they're all white supremacist guys. You can see it because when people push, they're not used to that. They're used to people stepping out of their way. They're
Mm-hmm.
not used to people stepping up on them. But I did hear a remark about someone. ICE was coming around, and someone yelled at him about his wife giving him sad hand jobs. And he said that, and the guy's face, you saw the guy's face like that cut him to the quick. It was like, and they know that they're wrong. And they know that eventually there's a reckoning coming up.
You've
And the
been saying
reckoning
this
is going to
forever,
be
Will.
ugly.
You've been
Say again?
saying this. You've been saying this for a long time, Will.
Yep.
And there's a guy that pointed out a tattoo that was on this federal agent's, I guess, elbow that pretty much confirmed what you were talking about. And I'm,
Yeah.
and I have to talk in code because we got taken down earlier. But yeah,
But the point is like, but you could see it with the way they're, look, you've been around, if you're around police or you see police, a trained police officer walks in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Trained police officer knows how to wear their uniform. Trained police officer has their equipment right.
yep,
You see these guys, they don't have uniforms, they look sloppy, their equipment does not fit.
No.
Their equipment does not fit.
at
It is
all.
not. They had a bunch of them. This guy had to be maybe 5'7", and he was wearing Kevlar that might have been for someone for 5'10". I mean, you could see it. It's sloppy. His belly's hanging out. It's lethal cosplay, and they are enjoying it now. And the reason they're covering their faces, and I don't care what the ICE director said, it's not because they're getting doxxed. It's because we know they are not trained officers of the law.
Right.
People who are trained officers of the law show up and they announce themselves. They announce your badge number. If you get in a conversation with an officer, you ask the badge number. You ask for this. You ask for that. You are allowed that because the law works both ways. They're trying to sell us the law doesn't work both ways. Sorry, guys. That's not the way it works.
Nope.
And people are pushing hard now. And as summer comes up, and these guys have been told by Stephen Miller, we need this, we need that. You're going to push that, and people are pushing back. And again, they're not showing up at hard targets. You're going to go to an Italian restaurant in San Diego on a Saturday afternoon to arrest the entire kitchen staff to do what? And then everyone is saying, and around them are going, start to push back, and your reaction is to throw flashbangs at unarmed people.
Yeah,
That
that's
tells
the
you
one
who
I
they
was
are.
thinking about. I saw that one. I did see that one.
Yeah. In Minneapolis, people are pushing back hard.
I was going to say
In Chicago,
Minneapolis is going to be the what they call it, the barometer of how these.
yeah, and they showed up in Chicago on the South Loop going through restaurants, not telling they're announcing they were there, and then people showed up and started to push back. And again, the ICE agents didn't look like ICE agents. They didn't.
Well,
Bandanas, not no unmarked cars. And then the problem is now CPD is going to have to explain why CPD was running interference for them. Same
They
thing with
tried.
Minneapolis Police Department. It's going to have to explain that.
Yeah. Well,
They both tried.
before I got up on Mike's live, I put in the comments that you know there really must not be as many really bad criminals as they claimed there were because they're detaining just about anybody now.
Anybody.
Anybody.
Yeah, because bad criminals do not work at construction sites,
Right.
Right.
nor in
Oh, right.
restaurants,
Exactly.
or go to school.
Right.
Right.
They live in certain parts of the Vadio, certain parts of south side of Chicago, certain parts of Atlanta, certain parts of New York. Places that normal police officers don't even want to go into
Right. Exactly.
without full force.
Well,
Exactly.
And these guys, I want them to send these lethal cosplayers into the Vadio or the Compton. Do it.
I got bad news for
Do
you,
it.
Will. The bad news is that Stephen Miller says that they need to ramp up their
Oh,
arrest
I heard that.
records.
Oh
You heard
yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yes, I
So
know.
I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, who are they going to pull? 2-year-old kids, 6-month-old
They
kids?
already have.
You
Right.
know?
I mean,
Well,
but I mean, it's going to get worse. But people are reacting in the way they didn't expect. See, the problem is that they're affect that people are going to run away in fear. Fear is their friend. What they're finding out, and I'm seeing this, is that, and this is to be a blunt statement. Forgive me, T. The majority of people pushing back are white. The majority of people pushing back are white. I mean, there is no people of color pushing back.
Well, can I tell you why?
And yeah, because they were the first one to arrest it. I know. Go ahead.
Well, no, because those are neighborhoods that they're going into. They're not going
Right.
into the hoods, right? Where those YNs are. They're not going down there. They're going into these soft areas where they know they can push people in the streets and all the other stuff. But
mhm.
they won't go where they know is going to be some serious resistance. They don't go on the west
Yeah.
side.
Well, Trucker, I
Nope.
mentioned this on your live the other night. I never really looked at someone and thought about their status until recently. And I look at it and I worry about them, not that they're going to fall into one of these bad situations, not that they are bad. I look at them because I don't want them to get pulled in and wrapped up in some of these detentions and things like that. I'm worried about them. I worry about my neighbors, my friends, my people around, like you said, the people in the restaurants, the people that are working at the different places around here. I look at them and I go, man, do I have to worry about this person getting detained as a good citizen who's contributing to our society? I,
Well,
you
yes,
know,
you absolutely do now because
yeah,
that's what they call low hanging fruit.
yeah. But I
They-
didn't, I didn't look at anybody's status before that. I didn't care.
Right.
They were
Yeah.
contributing to society. They were good people. It didn't matter to me.
But you
But
see, you have to understand. Once, as soon as that this whole, and again, I go back to the RNC convention with the majority of old white folk holding up signs that said mass deportations.
mhm,
Uh-huh.
They thought basically they're getting what they want because they're holding on to, and I think the gentleman from San Francisco, I just drew a blank on his name, Hawk, made a good comment. The problem with MAGA is that they don't understand law and unlawful and the gray area in between.
mhm.
If you're not committing a crime, but you're here in the United States you're trying to get your status and all that, and you're kind of in a gray area, you're not unlawful. You're not illegal. You're trying to get through the process. They're stopping the process. They're stopping the process in order to say they're illegal so we can do it anyway.
Right.
No, it doesn't work like that. And what they're doing is all these people, and especially going to the immigration hearings, they did the right thing.
Exactly.
And they're getting arrested for doing the right thing.
And that's bullshit.
Well, that's because
It
they
is
have another
total.
quota.
I saw a video
Exactly.
today, Will, where they arrested a lady in the bathroom.
Yes.
They walked in the bathroom and arrested her. That's insane.
It's insane, and it's like, and the point is, but I'll say this is insane, this is bad. But let me go ahead and make this clear to everyone that's listening to this, even though I don't care. But I'm going to put this up on YouTube later once it posts. Make this clear. This is desperate, desperate, desperate things they're doing. It's horrible, but it's desperate. And what's going to happen is going to blow back in their faces.
Oh yeah.
You cannot commit. You cannot continue this without reaction. You're starting to see reaction bubble up. And also, again, the next person who tells me that, well, don't do anything because we're going to have martial law. Martial law is not coming.
Mm-mm.
Because even if you tried it, how are you going to do it? How many troops are you going to do it? Where are you going to be? Are you going to be in the Rockies? Are you going to be in Arizona, Texas, the
Montana.
Panhandle, Montana? We are too big, and too many of us.
Right.
Even MAGA is not the majority. MAGA is the minority.
Right.
We are the majority,
It's
and
basically-
and even the far left who did not show up to vote because they're a bunch of weak a-holes who couldn't vote for a black woman are finding out you're getting pushed too. They cannot take our country from us.
So let me get
They
you.
won't
Let
do
me
it.
get your honest opinion, Will. Why do you think Elon is coming out as hard as he is now?
That is a good damn question. I don't know.
Because his feelings are
I
hurt.
mean, he is.
right.
It's a
His
fight.
It's probably just that simple. You know what? It's probably just that damn simple. His feelings are.
Yeah, his pride.
Well, and he's getting frustrated, and he's going to lose. He's afraid he's going to lose all his contracts too. So he's got to do what he can to try to keep them.
Gotcha. And also, you also look at it this way too. We know the history of Donald Trump when it comes to contractors.
Yeah.
Okay, people who has worked for him. Okay, Elon just got a taste of what every person who ever worked for Trump laying cement found out.
Mm-hmm.
That he's going to cheat you and he's going to treat you like dirt when he's done with you. He is done with him. Get out.
Well, did Trump ever pay the full amount he was promising to pay to El Salvador?
I don't know.
He didn't pay shit, to be honest with you.
Him paying. And also, and then Elon also, let's face it, his last trip to the White House was rather interesting. Getting whacked in the head by the Uber Führer is not a good thing. But also stealing the Uber Führer's wife is not a good thing either. And that, I mean, that black guy didn't come because he hit himself on the door. That black guy came from basically a husband that got cuckolded. That's basically the truth.
Well, Mike, they offered him.
Confirmed, or is that just still a rumor?
They offered him makeup. He didn't take it.
And this time, it's just, I think Elon, the problem with Trump is that Elon wanted just basically acknowledgement, or maybe an extension of the Doge thing for him. But the other thing is, I think Elon wants Trump to acknowledge, you're not king. I made you king. I made you who you are.
Ooh, that's a
And
good
now you're telling me I can do this without you? No, brother, let me show you how it really works. Money talks. Money makes the world go round. And contrary to what a lot of people say, Trump has no money, Elon has a lot. Even with Tesla going down, he has a bunch of money. And he's spread that money. And he
only lost $35 billion today. That's all.
Yeah, but that's to him might be change.
Yeah, no.
The
That's what I'm
point
trying to
is,
say.
the point is, to answer the best I think, T, maybe it's just hurt feelings, or maybe he just wants to make sure every politician knows in the world, I made you who you are.
Yep.
I gave the
This is
party
true.
who you want, electronically and with money. So unless you all acknowledge I'm the man, I'm going to burn this whole mother to the ground.
Yeah,
And
that's what
And
that was what I was starting to say over on Mike's, is that, he's got the money that he can make some of these, lower Congress senators or even, governors down the road, Republicans, shake in their boots, because he's got the money to either, primary them and get them out, or, prop them up and give them the money to stay in.
yeah, and the thing about it, he may lose anyway because I think if elections go right, Democrats are going to take the House. Don't know about the Senate. And also, like T, you were talking about the Louisiana senator. Meanwhile, in Georgia, we have two senators that are going to be the point of the spear for this. John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock are
uh-huh.
probably the two best men I have ever met for
Yeah.
politicians. Oh my God.
You
John
don't
Ossoff's up for. Go ahead,
you think he's
Optimist.
gonna
Sorry.
be reelected? You don't see
Oh,
it
I think
happening?
Ossoff will win his seat. It might be close, but who are they going to run? And who are they going to run and wants to take on John Ossoff in a debate? Have you
Oh
seen
God.
Ossoff in a debate? I have.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, he is sharp. He's smart. And here's the thing: the difference between the two senators in Georgia that we elected in a purple state, between them and like people like Joni Ernst or John Thune, is that they go, we are here for Georgians. We are here to help Georgia and then the country. They
They
say
have to
that
do
every
this.
time. And for someone who lived in California most of his life, but now here, I will say this: these two men are the best politicians I've ever seen in my life because they really care about what they're doing here. They really care about Georgia. They care about the rural hospitals. They care about Medicaid going down. They care about everyone in the state. Period. And that's why I think they'll win re-election. At
Right,
least
they feel like
Ossoff
they
will
can
again.
get to this.
Well,
They're,
Will,
Say again,
I
they're
man.
actually doing their job.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
so I was coming out of the garage and into the house, and it looks like Charlie Kirk, for some reason, is on Jimmy Kimmel right now. I don't understand
What the
that, but
fuck?
yeah, that's what I just saw. Jimmy Kimmel is interviewing Charlie Kirk right now as we speak.
That's interesting.
Does Jimmy Kimmel know that he's about to step on a landmine and a hand grenade
Well,
at the same time?
I had the volume down because I was on this live, so I didn't really hear what they were saying, but we'll find out tomorrow if the landmine exploded.
Why would you do that, Jimmy?
The, probably the same reason why Gavin Newsom did it. I mean, who knows, right?
Well, Newsom is turning MAGA light.
Yeah, well, he already said he's going Republican at this point.
Did
So,
he
Great. So
really?
we can beat his butt.
yeah, Gavin did. He came out
Yeah.
2 weeks ago and said he was going Republican.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
they did. Yeah, the California. He didn't show up at the California Democratic Party meeting. He thinks he's smart. He thinks he's going to game the system. No, brother. The system's coming down with Trump.
Right.
He's
See,
coming
he didn't
down.
expect what was going to happen today, right? He
No,
thought he could just garner the Trump supporter vote. Well,
right.
today shook all that up. So we'll see
Yeah,
what
and
happens.
also, and Newsom has dismissed the immigration and ICE. He's caused that the Republicans won that argument. No, no, human rights is not a debate, Governor. Human rights and decency are not debatable, or both sides.
Exactly. And I
That
may be wrong,
it
Will, because I didn't have my glasses on, but it looked like Charlie, whatever his name is, sitting on that couch to me. So
he's what? I'm sorry, sit on the couch. What?
I just said I didn't have my glasses on, but it looked like that was him sitting on that couch, and Jimmy, or whatever his name is, was interviewing him. So
We'll
I
find
just
out.
thought, yeah,
That'll show up in my Hollywood Reporter feed to see how that goes
yeah, it
overall.
just looked like a big mess because he was smiling and they were both smiling, and I'm like, okay, we have nothing to smile about today.
I mean, how do you defend a misogynistic racist? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. He's an open misogynistic racist.
There's no
Someone tell me
defense.
how do you defend that?
There's no defense for that.
Yeah.
Or spin it to it's sane washing it. I want to hear that. I want to hear because there's no both sides to that. There's no both sides. Oh my God. Okay, we'll find out about that later. We have and so right now it is pushing 12:30. I need to go to bed, guys. This has been a long day. I did this just because I don't know. I guess Mike did get back. But T, thanks for coming on. Kim, it's always good to see you. I haven't talked to you in a while. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no worries.
Optimistic,
brother.
thank
Anytime.
you
Same
for
here.
chiming in. If you see this, I'm going to put this up on YouTube
Okay.
later on this live. But you'll find me again at Binder38US at TikTok. Same thing with YouTube. If Mike's around, go say hi to him. But you guys have a good night. Thank you, and
You too.
keep the faith because in the end, history is always on our side.
That's right.
And on this, exactly.
Yep.
All right, guys, have a good night.
Everybody.
Thanks for hanging.
Bye.
Good night.
Night.